Hello aviation enthusiasts, we're back in Roger's beautiful Piper Mirage. Today we're going to be taking off from 05 Charlie, Griffith-Merrillville, heading to Charlie Alpha Kilo, Akron-Canton. Let's go flying.
Buckled up here.
Bradley Twin System 7017, defining area to the southwest, Griffith.
05 Charlie, loose it to Akron.
Okay.
So easy, you don't even need to shoot it. Does this have the ability to shoot it from the iPad too?
Nope.
No, this one doesn't?
No, it has to be the G1000 NXI or TXI.
Ah, so the Arrow can do it, but this can't.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Yeah, the 7 or 8 year old electronics in the Arrow with its 510 card can do it, but
not like it was a lot of work. I mean,
well, the frustration that we've got is that the MMOPA had done a survey and Garmin went ahead and chose to do the Meridians because they had half of the Meridian owners had said that if they've got a G1000 they would upgrade. Well, then COVID and everything else hit. They've had a really low adoption rate, so there's no plans now for Garmin to do much anything else with it. So
yeah,
that's kind of a bummer, but
yeah, especially if you have a longer route and stuff like this. Obviously today it's easy.
Well, and
it's
basically $60,000, and they pull 3 screens and put 3 new ones in. It's the exact same model, part for part, rivet for rivet, that the M350s they're building now with the new display is the same. So
like you're doing a short field there.
Wow.
Off he goes.
Griffith traffic, Mirage 515 Delta Mike, departing runway 26 Griffith.
There's turbo lag and release brakes.
Griffith traffic 15702, departing the highway.
Fuel flow's good. Rotate. Gear up. Yeah, when I did my recurrent up in Minneapolis a couple weeks ago, we did a lot of practice with different configurations.
Okay.
With no flap, 10-degree flap, 20-degree flap, takeoffs, landings. It was really interesting.
How long is that course?
It was through Legacy, so I did the online 1-day recurrent.
Okay.
And basically you just do the 8 hours of online and then hold on. Griffith traffic 515 Delta Mike, turning crosswind for 26 Griffith. And then you do a 4-hour flight, and I flew up to the instructor. He's a Sun Country Airlines pilot, so most beautiful day in Minneapolis they've had in the last 3 weeks. Yeah, it was like 5-knot winds. Everything was beautiful. And
looks like he's right there.
yeah, turn it off.
Crossing out to the west.
Metro traffic, 9853 Lima, turning left base, 15 Metro.
Polaris 940 cross, Indy at maintain 6,000, altimeter O'Hare is 2983.
I'll check in with this guy, sounds like he's quiet now. Mirage 515 Delta Mike, 5,400, climbing 9,000, heading 160.
Number 5 Delta Mike, Chicago Center, welcome, altimeter at Lafayette 2990.
2990, 5 Delta Mike. Alright.
Number 17 Lima,
A little haze out there, but the rest of it looks pretty clear.
123.75.
Yeah, very nice. What a difference a couple days makes.
Yeah. You had some beautiful shots though up above the clouds the other day. That was gorgeous.
November
That was
0
amazing.
Alpha Romeo,
When we,
turn 15 degrees left vectors for
When I
traffic.
took off, it was nasty, snow blowing. I
November
picked all
5
the ice
Romeo,
off
Juliet,
the boots.
By the 22 left transition.
And everything was
contact
cold
Chicago,
soaked, so
protocol
nothing was sticking at that
9.35.
point.
Right.
I handed right to the runway, took off. At 2,000-3,000 feet, we were in it solid, and then popped out about 8. As soon as I came out,
Mike, clear direct, 324.
And that was black for 5 Delta Mike.
Number 5 Delta Mike, clear direct destination.
Clear direct destination for 5 Delta Mike. Thank you.
November 0 Alpha Romeo, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Alright, I see direct.
For 53069,
Activated
contact
and
Stewart
navig.
approach
Here comes the
125.8.
Chicago Center, good morning, November 15324.
Alright, that was 2 at once. Say again.
It's not that busy this morning, but we're sure
everybody's
stepping on each other.
lucky
What
now.
little radio traffic there
welcome
is.
back, King Key altimeter. Actually, Peoria, Bloomington 2993. Who else called Chicago and answered?
Oh, that was November 15324.
Or 15324, go ahead.
November 15324 is just off Charlie 56, looking to pick up IFR clearance to Muskegon.
Or 15324, squawk
So
4372.
flight level change seems to be working pretty well in this aircraft.
4372,
A lot of
November
aircraft seem to
15324.
wonder. Is flight level change the recommended
Yep.
up and down for this aircraft?
Yep. Well, it's up. The down
Okay.
is
Number 5
vertical
Delta
speed.
Mike, contact southbound approach 125.75.
12575, 5 Delta Mike. Good day.
Good in. November 1.
South Bend, good morning, Mirage 515 Delta Mike. 7,500, climbing 9,000.
Number 515 Delta Mike South and approach altimeter 2983.
2983, 5 Delta Mike. 2983, alright, you got it set, sweet. So, flight level change is preferred method up, and then for down, what do you, VS it down?
Yeah, VS down. And that's just because this thing is so fast coming down.
November Sierra out of 18 for 110. We've got the weather at Goshen.
In order to
Diameter
get
Tango
the speeds
across
that you
Goshen
need without
VOR
having to
then
use
at
the air brake, the speed
2,500
brakes,
cleared VOR
you
9
have to mess
approach
around a
at
little
Goshen
more
Airport.
with pulling some power.
Yeah.
Because if you just leave the power set, it's always going to go yellow.
Bonanza 8 Romeo, no traffic observed,
And then
change
you're
to
fighting.
60 approved,
Do
just
you go
reporting
10
up on the
degrees
publishment.
of flaps? Do you put gear down? And I don't like the speed brakes
1,000 to go.
just because of the vibration it puts on the
South and
tail.
approach altimeter
Yeah. How can I turn
293
you up?
and
Because he's
advise
way
coastal
higher
weather,
than you.
advise your approach request.
We have
Is there
the
a way to
weather.
do that, or
Plan the
do I
visual.
have to just tell you to yell at me?
Stations are number
There
0,
we go.
Roger, expect the visual
Better?
approach Goshen Airport,
Yeah, that's a lot
descend and
better.
maintain, go 4,000.
Right
Matched.
4,000.
There you go.
0 November Sierra.
Number 4 X-ray Tango,
Yeah, 'cause he was
contact,
like yelling in my ear,
Chicago approach
but then you were like a whisper in my
128.2,
ear.
see ya.
This thing, once you get it configured, it's the 350 horse is a little bit low for the airframe, I think.
Uh-huh.
So you're always kind of flying on the sluggish side in it, whereas a lot of the Meridian guys will fly flight level change, and they'll do that in both ascent and descent.
Okay.
But
and Diamond 3 up Tango, no traffic observed from you at that Goshen Airport.
So much how much the guys with the initial training
you can do it. Got the other IFR inbound now, 15 miles to your
adopt those things.
Report it on this frequency. Or
a little frustrating because of the number of people that don't follow what the POH says because of what the guy who, spent some time training them had his
Well, it's that
rules
law
of
of primacy, right? So
Diamond
you
3
learn
Tango,
it.
appreciate that.
You learn it that way. It's hard to
VFR, and this
unlearn
jet's
it.
planning on visual for 27. Good day.
Even if somebody teaches you a better way later on, a lot of times you revert back to that, and then you're like, oh, no, there's a better way to do this, actually.
311,000 with Papa.
Coach 363 south and approach. Ultimately here is 2983, and expect to the ILS runway 27 left on course.
Alright, vectors to the ILS. Can we put the GPS on approach or on request?
Which approach did you want?
Just the GPS 27 left.
Oh, GPS 27 left, roger.
Nice tailwind, 31 knots.
Yeah.
You can't beat ground speeds at 203 knots.
Transition Romeo South and departure I-10.
9,000 feet.
Maintain VFR. And proceed on course, your discretion, Valparaiso. Expect vector for the
We'll be
ILS,
fighting it on the way back
there
then.
at Valparaiso.
Yeah. That's why I went down a little lower, because overall it's looking better. It was about a 10 knot difference they were forecasting for everything above 9,000 and up. 8,000 was actually one of the better routes today.
Nice.
I used to fly this. The first time I did this, I flew this route. They actually let me go up to like 20,000.
And citation 0 November Sierra, cleared first approach at the Goshen Airport. 2 targets for you.
When I went back,
First one was a diamond, about 3 miles west of the field, inbound for Goshen. And another one, 10 miles due east your position, northwestbound, 3,200.
when I went back a few days later to pick the guy up, then they put me on the Brown's arrival.
Station 0 November Sierra, Canton received, Squawk VFR, and fixed changes approved. Have a good day.
Oh man, then I realized the problem was I filed at, flight levels. When I went, did it the third time, I
filed
the regular route down here, Lucid, and then depending on the controllers and how busy, a lot of them want to see Fort Wayne. They asked them because they all know where Fort Wayne is, kind of that transfer between the approach areas. So I'll throw that in sometimes. But the third time, I filed the route, said down, and then requested higher. As soon as I requested higher, they put me to center and headed me straight north to pick up to, Brown's arrival into Cleveland, which gets you into Canadian airspace. You can see Toronto as you're turning right.
Right.
And by the time you do all that climbing and flying north and then flying back towards Cleveland and Akron, it's great if you are doing it right out of Chicago, but being where we're already south,
how much did it add on?
It ended up being about 2 hours, but I burned a lot less fuel once I climbed, because then once the descent, you're descending 1,000, 1,500 feet a minute, and then you make up for it at the end. But that's why I decided to just stay at 10,000. I called up approach controllers and just talked it over with them, and that's what they said, that because we're the piston, it's probably the easier route, because you get the story that depending on who the controller is, they may or may not want to cooperate or may not know how to cooperate.
Yeah. Well, you're one of those aircraft it's hard because you're not, you're still piston, so a lot of times it's not to your advantage to be in the flight levels if you're doing the shorter flight. And this is one of those flights that's right at the edge where it makes sense to either go in the flight levels or stay low. So depending on the weather, depending on what kind of tailwinds you have, you might want to go up and be up in the flight levels, up and above it all. And other times you might want to be a little bit lower. So
even no wind, we're getting to Akron in an hour and a half.
Right.
Yeah,
so it's right at that threshold. You can do it a little faster, but it ends up being a wash fuel-wise. If I ended up going up to 18, then, but the extra fuel I burned there makes up for the difference of not having to climb. And
right.
So when you actually look at the fuel usage, it stays consistent from 10 to 22 on these flights that are hour to 2 hours.
Yeah. Makes sense.
35798 Cleveland approach, Roger, climb 18 3000. Reaching 3000, flight increase 60 vector ILS from 019er. 798 turn rate, condition 040. Oh, okay, then sliding 360 then. 25, expect like the monitor preset for the next 0 miles. 0 kilo up, Plymouth. 0 kilo up, Plymouth, Australia, Yankee Airport, via radar vector, climb 18 3000, 6 level 28010, departure. Departure frequency 125.5, 441, 14, release. Kilo up, read back to the correct guidance, 1 rating up. 798, turn right, heading 090.
Alright, ILS runway 23. Looks like we got a runway length of 8,204, touchdown at 1,226, approach elevation of 1,228. We got Eggy at 3,000, and we can go all the way down to, it looks like 1426, which will get us 200 feet above the runway with half-mile visibility at least required, which we've got plenty of that. If we have to go miss, it'll be climbed to 2,500, then climbing left turn to 3,000. And hold. Looks like the published hold is over Briggs with standard turns. Didn't see any NOTAMs that should be a problem for us in there. Once we land, we'll be
Papa Golf cleared to Papa Bravo India Airport.
probably able to get off by Fox 2.
Expect flight level 400,
turn left on Fox, crossing runway 19er.
125.5, about
Alpha.
5713, hold for release.
Into the ramp area.
And depending on where we
here.
go, if we go to Kilo,
941 Kilo Alpha is
might take us to Delta.
Yeah, if we can get off by Kilo.
Kilo 697 Charlie Bravo with you at 9er, just 18.
4 Papa Golf, this squawk's 5713, everything else is correct, and yeah, just advise number 1 ready for departure.
There's 1,000 to go, 4 for 3. There, you got tower in standby and ground in on the number 2.
I already got that there.
Oh, where you got it? There we go.
Yeah. Whee!
Verify Delta Mike, 4 miles from the Eggy cleared ILS runway 23 approach, contact the tower.
Cleared ILS 23 approach, over to tower for 5 Delta Mike.
Okay.
Akron-Canton Tower, 515 Delta Mike, ILS 23.
Number 515 Delta Mike, Akron-Canton Tower, runway 23, clear to land, wind 24010. Last arrived citation about 25 minutes ago, reported basis 2,500.
clear to land, runway 23. Thanks for that, 515 Delta Mike. We are cleared to land. Localizers captured. Down 3 green.
Going 20 degrees.
Good flap speed and 20 degrees of flaps.
That ISX did help on the wings.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, staying on the left tank.
Roger.
Engine looks good. Load still shared. Fuel flow looking good. Side slope's alive.
Roger.
Side slope captured.
Roger.
Full flaps.
Speed looks good, full flaps.
Some ground contact looking down.
Yeah. Runway's in sight.
Feel like gusting a little bit there. Yeah, I'm not sure I would call that 2,500 foot bottoms there for the ceilings. Because if we weren't angled down, I think we'd still be pretty much...
Yeah, probably closer to 22,
23, yeah.
Sentinel aircraft Akron-Canton ATC Yankee current, wind 250 at 11, altimeter 2976.
Good to know.
$500.
500 stable, looking good, Roger.
Stay about 85 to 90 at this point, just coming over the fence.
Minimums.
Landing.
The yaw damper will shut off automatically when it gets down to 100.
Roger. There it is. Doesn't get much smoother than that.